When a woman says that she is done, most men, if they care, if they truly want to be with this woman, oh, they're going to pay attention. They're going to pay attention and do what it takes to try to save their marriage or save the relationship. But that's if they care. But what if the woman says, I don't feel connected anymore? I don't feel seen anymore. Do you respond just as much when she says this, or do you not pay attention? Let's get into this.
Oh, I'm just here to check on you. Are you okay? Describe it in words, you know what to say.
I'm talking to all the husbands and all the men out there who really care about their relationship. Fellas, pay attention to me. Fellas, please listen closely to what it is I'm about to say. Now, I don't know you, nor do I know your wife or the woman that you're with. So, what I'm about to say, no disrespect towards you nor towards your relationship. But let me say this, something that is consistent across all marriages, all serious relationships, including my own. Women prioritize emotional connection, the emotional bond, that emotional strength that your relationship not only needs to possess or has to possess, it's required. Now, this is something that, okay, again, no doubt you already know, but do you really, really pay attention to the emotional needs and the emotional connection of the woman that you're with? The reason why I'm asking this question is because most divorces, most relationships that fail is because the emotional bond, the emotional foundation was not strong. And when the problems come in, when the difficulties arise, when the disagreements and the issues show up, yeah, the arguments, the fights, the separation, all that is nothing more than indicators or strong indications that the emotional bond or the emotional foundation, it is weak. Now, this is something you may not know, fellas. So please pay close attention to what I'm saying. A woman, that's right, the woman that you're with, in general, she is going to emotionally disconnect in 7 different phases, 7 different ones. And in my video series that I have on my page, you got to watch them because it's going to give you insight into how a woman thinks. Yes, the woman that you're with, my wife, and all other women out there. When a woman is entering a relationship, yeah, she appreciates the dates. She appreciates the compliments. She appreciates the gifts, the trips, all those surface level things. But what you have to ensure, what you have to hope for, fellas, is that you are forming a strong emotional bond. I mean, with super glue. The strongest glue or the strongest bonding agent possible to make sure that there is an emotional connection with her. If you have this, if you're able to secure this, okay, give yourself props, give yourself a pat on the back because this is not easy to do. And many men fail at this. And what makes it easy is that women, if they like you, if they really, really are into you, and by the way, not every woman is. There are some women out there who simply do not want to form an emotional connection with you. They're only in it for ulterior reasons and motives that are not good. You want to stay away from women like this. But I'm talking about the serious ones. And I certainly hope you know without a doubt that the woman that you're with, if she's serious about you, and if she is, a woman will gladly want, she will freely want to form this emotional connection with you. Since that's the case, if you're handling business, and what I mean by that is not just paying the bills or providing to her materially as well as physically. I'm not just talking about that. I am talking about making sure you are providing to her emotionally and supporting her in the way that she needs, not just wants, but in the way that she needs, because this is how women are made up, fellas. That's just the reality of it. But if you do not do this, if you do not focus in on her emotional needs, oh, you got a serious problem on your hands. You got a very serious problem that will not go away because, as I mentioned from the outset, a woman will disconnect in 7 phases. The first phase is silent disappointment. I get a video on that. The woman is silent. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't bring it up. Oh, you best believe, though, that she is keeping an emotional record, an emotional tally of all the times that she has been disappointed in the relationship. And you don't know it. You're not aware of it because it's silent. She doesn't say anything about it. However, it gets to the point where it moves into the second phase. And this is what this video is about. It's where a woman starts to vocalize her concerns, her needs, where she feels neglected, where she feels overlooked, where she feels unseen, where she feels unvalued by you as the man. Again, you may be thinking that you're doing everything right. But if a woman starts to repeatedly, especially if she brings it up constantly, you want to pay attention. You want to tune in, fellas, because she is telling you something at this point. Let me read something that I think applies here. Because we as men, we can have blind spots. You ever been driving your car, and this is real, you know that there are 2 areas on your left and on your right. Those are the 2 areas that you can't see. They're called blind spots. You have a rear view mirror, you have your side mirrors, and those mirrors can see around your vehicle. However, with your eyes alone, you cannot see the area immediate off to your left, nor the area immediate off to your right. That's why it's so important when you make a lane change, either way, you have to look. You have to look to your left or right, because if not, you're going to have an accident. There's going to be a problem because you did not see what was in those respective areas. And in relationships, fellas, we have blind spots. Intentionally, sometimes unintentionally, sometimes because we're so busy, because we're so focused on other things, we may not see what the woman is going through, how she's feeling, how she's falling apart internally, because we don't pay attention. It's not that we don't care, but sometimes that's the case. Sometimes we don't have the ability or the skill or the awareness to fully understand what she's going through. When a woman says, I don't feel connected no more, or I feel alone in this relationship, she is revealing something profound, something huge, something gigantic. She is saying, my emotional needs are unmet and we are drifting apart. She may not use those exact words, but notice that we are drifting apart. But you know what many men do? We interpret her words entirely different. She's trying to tell us something. She is trying to tell us that I want your attention. Please pay close attention to me because I'm starting to drift away. You ever look out into the ocean when someone's out there, you see them just kind of drifting? And then after a while, if you're not paying close attention, the moment you look back up, they're further and further and further away. It's that way in relationship, fellas. The women that we're with, if their emotional needs are not met, not their physical needs, not their material needs, because that is not what a woman prioritizes, or at least she shouldn't prioritize those things, even though I know some women do. But all women, unless they have lost their femininity, unless they're an alpha female, whatever, all women who have not lost their focus on what it truly means to be a woman, yeah, they prioritize emotional connection in the relationship because that is simply how a woman is made. If you believe in God, and I'm sure most of you do, even if you're not strong in your faith, even if you feel like you're on that walk or on that journey, so to speak, regardless of what we are doing, regardless of where we are in that journey, God made women to be dependent upon the emotional connection of a man. That's how they're made. This is why I can confidently say that women prioritize the emotional connection in the relationship. So when she brings up, I feel alone, I don't feel seen, you're not paying me any attention, fellas, you have to interpret that correctly. But what do we typically do? Oh, she's complaining. She's just bringing up the same things over and over again. Oh, she's frustrated. She's emotionally intense. She's dramatic. She's just trying to cause chaos in the relationship, or her feelings, they're exaggerated. Fellas, pay attention. Emotional language may feel very abstract to you. In other words, it may not be that important, or you may think it's surface level, and you may not feel the weight of her words until she stops saying them all together. Because when a woman leaves, the second phase of emotional disconnection, which is a repetition phase, the next phase is she withdraws effort. And sometimes the effort is even saying certain things, doing certain things. And you don't want it to get to that phase or a latter phase because, again, it means that she is further and further drifting away. And when her words stop, you may believe as a man that, oh, she's not complaining no more. She's not being dramatic anymore. She's not bringing that issue up anymore. You may think everything's okay as a man, but it's not. She has moved into another phase of emotional disconnection. Silence rarely means healing. Silence means that she is already moving through the phases of emotional detachment. Fellas, if you care about the women you're with, if you care about your marriages, and you want your marriages to stay intact, I know you may be at work. I know you may be working 8 to 5, 8 to 6, 8 to 7, just to put food on the table. I know you may be tired when you come home. I know you may be focused on other priorities that you have in your life. I get it. We're man. We think differently. We do things differently. For the man who don't care about the women, what I'm saying right now doesn't make any sense to you. It's almost as if I'm speaking a foreign language that you can't understand. However, for the husbands out there and the men out there who truly care about the women in their life, and they want that relationship to continue, and you want your relationship to last, listen to me very closely. Pay close attention, even if you feel that you don't have the skills, even if you feel you don't have the ability, even if you feel it's too hard for you, even if you feel that you're too busy. I hate to say this, but you better. I hardly ever say that, and I'm gonna say it in this video. You better pay attention to the woman that you're with when she is bringing up things like, I don't feel seen, I don't feel heard, I don't feel safe, I don't feel protected, I don't feel attached to this relationship anymore. She is letting you know that she is moving, and it sounds like she may be moving very rapidly through those 7 phases of emotional disconnection or emotional detachment. And if you want to save your relationship, you better respond. Please go ahead and subscribe to my video or my channel. There's several videos that I put out there over the past couple of weeks. I'm planning to make multiple videos about this topic as well as other relationship topics. And I've also just recently set up a school community where I want to bring you into that community. Let's get your views on what I just shared. Let's get your opinion and your perspective on this. Because I think the more that we talk about these things as men, as well as women as well, those that seriously care about the relationships, you can identify the problems, understand how she's feeling, understand how the man's feeling, and be able to have those healthful, beneficial conversations that will really strengthen the bond that makes the relationship last. Please subscribe to my channel, join my community, and look at the various links in my description because there's several resources that I have that can actually help you with the emotional bond and connection in your relationship. Be sure to subscribe.
Come to share your story. Tell it how it be. Now I'm jazzy. Sweet ass Willy Wonka chocolate factory.